Assalamu alaikum dear students, good morning, and I'm Saeed and going to teach you an English novel section, and this is known as book 3, and the novel that we are reading today, The Prisoner of Zenda. Where is Zenda? Zenda is in Ruritania. And where is Ruritania? Ruritania is in the center of Europe, but it is an imaginary country. And we are reading today the chapter number 10. Chapter number 10. A great chance for a villain. Okay, who is villain of the novel? The villain of the novel is Black Michael. But here the villain is used as an allegorical thing. This is used as a Rudolph Rassendyll. Rudolph Rassendyll is playing the role of imposter and the real king of Elfberg. Okay, what happened? The people of Zenda, they are making such rumors. They are thinking that the Princess Felicia is going to be married with Black Michael. So Colonel Sut and First, they made a wonderful plan. They made plan to make a ball. What is a ball? A ball means a dance ceremony. Okay, people are making rumor that Princess Felicia is going to be married with Black Michael. So Colonel Sut First, they both made a wonderful plan. Which plan? A plan that they will make a ball. A ball is known as a dance ceremony, and they will arrange a dance ceremony. So Rudolph Rassendyll will make a wonderful dance with beautiful lady Princess Felicia. So the people, the public will think that, of course, so this was a rumor. Which was a rumor? That Princess Felicia is not going to be married with Black Michael, the villain, but he is going to be married with Rudolph Rassendyll. It means that the Elfberg. So they arranged two kinds of dance, quadrille and what is it? Quadrille means four people in a couple dance, but waltz means where the prince and the princess they both make a dance. So the people, when the arrangement was setting over there, people started dancing. So Rudolph Rassendyll had a wonderful chance to meet with Princess Felicia, the beautiful, the charming, the attractive girl, the attractive princess. They both made a conversation. Rudolph Rassendyll could not sustain his, wonderful talks, his feelings, his emotion. So he wanted to bust out the truth that he was not the Elfberg, he was Rudolph Rassendyll. He was playing the role of imposter. He was impersonated. So when the dance was over, Rudolph Rassendyll wanted to tell the truth with Princess Felicia. Colonel said he was listening to each and everything. Maybe he was listening to all the dialogues. When Rudolph Rassendyll was going to expose the reality that he was not Elfberg, he was Rudolph Rassendyll. So Colonel Sut came and he started bumping and he told the truth that I'm not king. So Colonel Sut came and informed him that the cardinal is waiting for him outside. Your presence is mandatory. Your presence is highly essential. You have to come back. Somebody is waiting for you. Cardinal is waiting for you. So Rudolph Rassendyll was totally angry with Colonel Sut. Why you disturbed me? Because he wanted to tell the truth. He wanted to expose the reality that I do love you very much. I do love Princess Felicia. So it was, break of emotion. So this chapter indicates that it was a great chance for a villain. Villain means that for Rudolph Rassendyll. So in this beautiful chapter, this chapter is quite romantic because Princess Felicia and Rudolph Rassendyll, they both make a wonderful chance of talking and loving and exposing. So we are starting chapter number 11. Chapter number 11, Hunting a Big Boar. Big means big and boar means enormous animal. This big boar indicates Black Michael. Black Michael is known as Big Boar. Big Boar means that a bear, big bear, and a valid or enormous animal. So When the dance was over, when they met conversation with Princess Flavia, and Rudolph Zenda was totally, could not sustain his emotions, so Rudolph Zenda directly went to visit Marshal Steichen. He's, the leader of army. He's the greatest person. He went, Rudolph Zenda, to meet him, and he asked him that I'm in charging you. I'm giving you the charge of duty that you have to look after the Princess Flavia, the most beautiful lady. So when the marshal heard these lines that he was charged with this beautiful job, so Marshal Steichen said in page number 66, I know many of the Elfbergs. I have seen many of the Elfbergs. He said, Marshal said to Rudolf Zenda, said, and I have seen you. You are the greatest person. And happen what may, you have borne yourself as a wise king and a brave man. And you have proved as court as a gentleman and as gallant a lover as any that have been of the house. These are the beautiful words by a great leader, the Marshal Steichen, that Rudolf Elfberg was a wonderful man. But Marshal did not know the real, secret, the real confidential, that he was not Elfberg, but Rosendale. But he knew that he was Rosendale. So he was happy, Marshal Steichen was happy to know that he was given the job that he's going to look after the beautiful lady, the beautiful princess of the Ruritania, Princess Flavia. So he was happy and he had commented to him. And further, and the next day, the news exposed that the king is leaving for hunting a big boar. Big boar means that the king is leaving for a campaign and he will, kill the big animal. The big animal indicates a Black Michael. So Rudolf Rosendale also informed to the marshal that he will kill the Black Michael because Black Michael is disturbing him continuously, constantly. Okay, in chapter number 12 we are studying quite most important topic. I receive a visitor and I bait a hook. So when the people came to know that Rudolf Rosendale, it means that the king is leaving for his journey to catch a big boar, mean that Black Michael. So the people were arranged. Rudolf Rosendale mean that king, he plays the role of king, sat first and 10 gentlemen who were close to the real king. They were told the half-truth that they are going for a campaign, for an important journey, an important mission, that they will kill the Black Michael. It is because the Black Michael's people had arrested the king's friend, the king's best friend. So they were told the half of truth. So I receive a visitor. Rudolf Rosendale said that I meet with a visitor and I bait hook. And a bait hook means that यार विचार मुझे मुलाकाती मुलाकाती थी बने and मुझे यार विचार चलो mean that somebody is going to trap somebody. Rudolf Rosendale was going to catch somebody through his trick. Which trick? If we remember wonderful lines from the John Milton's poem, Samson Agnostus. Samson was Israeli hero, and Delilah was Palestine's beautiful lady, so the wife of the Samson. So he plays Rudolf Rosendale and Colonel Sapp. They both make a plan that they will go to meet with a fat lady. I told you in chapter number 2 that they will arrange a wonderful thing to satisfy or to pursue the fat lady, and fat lady had $2, and this younger was the most beautiful, petty, loving, attractive, and she was asked that you have to bring the Johann. Johann loves with younger daughter of the fat lady. You know, fat lady works in inn, I-double-N, inn mean that where, you know, the people exchange their travelings or something. What? This is a play. So the Johan's, you know, mysteries, the younger daughter was brought. But before going to start this, I receive a visitor. So Rudolph Zenda, Septon first, they went in the Chateau of Turnhenham. You know, Chateau of Turnhenham is known as a modern castle. Modern is a castle. So this castle is 5 miles away from Zenda. So they went to stay there. So the Rudolph Zenda and Seth, they decided that they both will go to meet with this fat lady's daughter, and they will pursue her to call upon Johann, and from Johann will be interrogated a wonderful question, that where is the real king? Where is the real king? Because of that, they made a wonderful campaign, this, you know, wonderful journey, this mission, that come what may, they will decide, and they will save the real king, the, you know, real king Elfberg. So because Elfberg was under the, you know, imprisonment and the confinement of the Black Michael people, and the Black Michael people had, you know, 6 scoundrels, 6 ruffians. They are very brutal men, and you know, the Rupert of Hentu is there, Clophiston is there, Leningram is there, and you know, Dichat is there, and Digot is there. These people are very much dangerous people. They had imprisoned the real king, and you know, Johann is the gamekeeper. Johann is the gamekeeper of the Black Michael. Johann is the, you know, wonderful person, and the, you know, he knows all the secret that where's the real king, because the real king was imprisoned in chapter number 6 when the, you know, coronation party was ended. So you know, Rudolph Zenda and Sept, they both went into, you know, shooting lodge in chapter number 6. They said when they gone there, they did not see the real king. They assumed that the Black Michael people can and had taken the real king. So they had killed the Joseph. Joseph was the, you know, honorable person of the, you know, real king Elfberg. So he was dead. So therefore, these people are trying in chapter number 12 to save or restore the, you know, real king. And the chapter ends, and we are starting by chapter number 13. The chapter number 13 is also, you know, carries a wonderful purpose. Let's see what's the chapter number 13. But chapter number 10 was quite wonderful and enjoyable, and so that happens here. An appointment on Jacob's ladder, chapter number 30, which is very important. Chapter number 13, an improvement on Jacob's ladder. Okay, this Jacob's ladder was named by Rupert of Hentu. Rupert of Hentu is, you know, very dangerous person. He can kill anybody. And you know, Rupert of Hentu, he's young man, 22 to 23 years old, and he's senior and young. He knows each and everything and what to do, what not to do. So what happened from Zenda to Streslow? There is a road. There are 2 castles. This is, you know, Zenda, and this is the Chateau. Chateau of Turnhenham is a modern castle. So in Zenda, Chateau of Turnhenham, there is a road. There are 2 things are there. You know, first of all, Jacob's ladder is known as, you know, in Bible there is Jacob's history there. Jacob, you know, he was blind. He became blind after the love of, you know, his son Hazrat Yusuf. You know, Hazrat Yusuf became the, you know, a wonderful leader and prophet of the Egyptian in these days. So his own brother, you know, Yusuf's own brother, you know, made this gentleman, you know, away from him. So later he had a, you know, wonderful dream interpreter. If we Islamic people know. So Jacob's indicates as a criticism. So Jacob himself known as a Jacob's जो सीढ़ी उनमें फरिश्ता अचनि था वञनि था पर हिते छा थो थिए हिते दुश्मन खे उन सीढ़ी में किरायो वेंदो हो उनखे जंहिं महिल किरंदो वेंदो हो त पोइ हुते कुचल करे मारे छॾींदा ही चैप्टर थोरो टफ आहे हिन में थिए छा थो हिन में मुख़्तलिफ़ माण्हू रहनि था रियल किंग भी रहे थो ऐं ॿिया माण्हू रहनि था पर उते विच में हिकिड़ो जेको सो रस्तो आहे ऐं रस्ते में हिकिड़ो जेको सो पाइप लॻल आहिनि ऐं पाइप मां जेको आहे सो हिकिड़ो जॻह आहे उते ॿिनि क़िस्मनि जा कमरा आहिनि हिकिड़ो हिन पासे ॿियो हिन पासे मुख़्तलिफ़ क़िस्मनि जा रहनि था ऐं उते हिकिड़ो विच में दरिया आहे ऐं दरिया जे मथां हिकिड़ो जेको सो ब्रिज आहे ऐं ब्रिज जे मथां हिकिड़ो जेको आहे सो संगर ॾिनल आहे स्प्रिंग पाइप लॻल आहे ऐं हिन पाइप जे अंदरे पासे हिकिड़ो रूम आहे उते रियल किंग जेको आहे सो कैद थियल आहे ऐं इहो सॼो स्टोरी जेको आहे सो जोहन ॿुधाए छॾियो आहे त बाबा बादशाह सलामत हिते हिते आहे जीअं उते वञे थो रोडोल्फ ज़ेंडा उते रपट ऑफ हैंड्स अचे थो ऐं हुनखे चवे थो यार तूं जेको आहे सो इंग्लिश माण्हू आहीं यू आर इंग्लिश मैन यू आर इंग्लिश पर्सन एंड यू कैम इन रूरिटीनिया यू आर किलिंग एंड वेस्टिंग योर टाइम इट इज बेटर यू टू गो एंड आई एम गिविंग यू यू नो 1 million pound, British pound. You have to give up this country and go back to your own country, England, and leave the Ruritania and let us govern on it. So further, when Rodolphe Zenda and they both shook hand. So Rupert of Hensu, he had a wonderful sharp knife, and he had wounded the hand of Rodolphe Zenda, and it means that the king. So he was fainted. So later, the Rupert of Hensu, he flew away from there, he escaped from there, he started running from there, and he left the area, he left the field of battle. So what happened? The next wonderful thing happened. When he became conscious, Rodolphe Zenda saw the conscious, and he saw that the Johan was arrested on the chair, and he was sitting. The chapter ends. Thank you.